In the last episode, we took over a hunter village and claimed it as our own. The problem is, it's kinda Deadsville around here. There's maybe 5-6 people tops, and they all like to hang around in a dirt pit. And since there's no single people around, there's a shortage of potential love interests for me. We could go to another village and, kidnap people, but I don't know, I'm not really in the mood to be that unethical. So in today's episode, we're going to build a beautifully gothic inn for our village in hopes of attracting some weary travelers who might want to call our little settlement home. I'm Cascadio4, you can call me Cass, and this is episode 6 of the Vampire Hunter Baby Challenge in Minecraft. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so I had to come up with the block palette and what the actual inn would look like on the fly because I'm not very good at planning things. I just like to jump in and see what happens, but I think I've got a good idea what I want. I was thinking, at least plank-wise, for the main walls of the house, I decided on red mushroom planks from Cluttered. You can see that it's nice, kind of reddish off-white color. That would look really, really good, I think. I considered using the redwood planks for Biomes O Plenty, but I think they're too red, and they would give off more of a mushroom vibe than a dark vampire inn, which is not what I'm looking for. So for some red, I was thinking we do these dark red curse planks from Vampirism. You get these from a vampire forest. And I did see one in some of my explorations, so, we know where to get these. And then finally, for a dark accent, I was thinking of these scorch planks from Born in Chaos, which are these nice ashy black color. The only thing is, I don't know what biome you would get these from, or even where that biome is. This will probably be the hardest one to get. Luckily, we do have our nature's compass from previous episodes, so we'll use that to help us find the biomes we need. I will pull that in a second. Let me just put all this stuff away. So we've got some blood bottles now and some iron axes. And I've cleared out my inventory, so now if I can only find my nature's compass. Guys, look! Jobless is not invisible anymore! Look it! We can see him again! Oh my god, they have not changed, except for the fact that they're like fully grown now. It's so nice to actually see you again, Jobless. This is amazing. Okay, anyways, so it appears that I have like lost my nature's compass. I don't think I have it anymore, so let me quickly make one real quick. Alright, so I have made a nature's compass and I've also slept. And I think we're ready to go. So we're going to start with what I think is going to be the hardest wood to find, and that is scorched wood. So let's see. I don't even know what forest is going to be in, so we're going to try doing what could this be in? Try or do wood. See what comes up. Forest. Looks like someone's going to have to do some Googling real quick. So it turns out there's not actually a biome for this kind of wood. It doesn't even have its own tree or sapling. To make scorched logs, you gotta combine 3 of any log with firelight dust. And then you get 3 scorched logs. Where do you get firelight dust, you might ask? From firelight bugs. In the nether. So this is even harder than I thought it was gonna be. Why do I always do this to myself? Luckily, I do have 10 firelight dust. Let's see how much that gets us. 30 scorched logs. Exactly. This is the problem. Okay, we're going to save this for later. I think if I can find a place to put all this. So instead of getting the scorched logs first, since apparently this is a man-made item, we're going to go for something I know isn't man-made, which is the cursed logs from the vampire forest. I went exploring for something for one episode. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, see? We have some over this way. So if we just go this way, we can find a vampire forest. And that is much easier than having to grind for firelight dust and make the logs ourselves. We're going to do this, and then we'll figure out what to do about the scorched logs. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, here is the vampire forest just across the way. That didn't take too long. Let me just get to it. So I don't need to explain why this place is called the Vampire Forest, but I should say that as we continue to progress as a vampire, this forest will be very important to us, but that is for another episode. What we're here for is cursed wood. I don't remember exactly which one this is. Is this? No, this is dark spruce log. So it's this tree. I don't know if you can tell, but it has these red lines in it. This is the kind of tree you were looking for. This is the cursed tree that we need. So I'm going to cut down a couple of these because we need a lot, and I'll get back to you when we're done. Alright, I think that's enough for now. I feel like I've chopped down nearly every cursed tree in the forest. See, I got a pretty good amount of wood here. So now we're going to head home to harvest the next wood we need, which would be the mushroom planks. Don't worry, it's not going to be as difficult to get as you may think. Alright, so I said next on the list, these red mushroom planks from Cluttered. And you may be thinking how it is to harvest mushroom blocks in regular Minecraft, but don't worry, I don't think it's like that. In Cluttered, you get these very fancy woods that you get from these very fancy saplings they can find in dungeons. And the fly acrylic mushroom is one of them. And this is where we're going to get the mushroom saplings from. You just grow them and then chop down the wood and you're good to go. I think you can just place them down, okay. See? There you go. All you have to do is this, chop down the wood, and you got all the mushroom wood you need. So we're going to just plant all of these that I have. We have plenty of room here because I cleared out more room for my house. So we're just going to grow all these up and chop them all down and continue until we have enough. Alright, next I chopped down all the mushrooms and some of the mushroom tops, which took a while and broke a lot of my axes, and I now have more of those mushroom top blocks than I could ever want. I then went to the nether and killed all these firelight bugs. And then for the next section I lost all the audio I recorded, so I'll have to explain the blueprint myself. A blueprint is an item from NCA that you need to build your village. It can tell you all the fancy buildings you'll need and how to grow and all that fancy stuff. You need 8 pieces of paper and 1 blue dye to make one. Once you have your blueprint, you can right click it and it'll show you a map of the village, but since I was nearby the village, there was no such map. To show you guys how it actually looks, I went to the village so we could see the map of it. However, once I got there, I encountered a strange phenomenon, another jobless. This guy was named Vampire Expert, and I was very bamboozled at his mere existence because I thought this glitch would only happen once, and clearly it didn't. So that was an experience. Now that we're in the village, we can right-click the blueprint and it shows us the map and all these fancy buttons we can click. The one we're worried about, though, is the catalog button. Catalog shows all these fancy buildings you can build that each have their own purpose in the village. What we're worried about, though, is obviously the inn. The inn's purpose is to attract villagers to your village that you can hopefully convince to stay and become citizens. Here you can see me running around trying to find a place to put the inn. I liked this area, however, it was very cluttered. And here's me telling you that I needed to clear out the area, and I was transitioning into a time-lapse. And here you can see we started the actual build time-lapse. It's just me running around building the inn. You might notice me flying around as a bat occasionally. That is me using bat mode to take a look at the house from a, good vantage point. You might not be able to see that though because for some reason the camera does not have my night vision abilities. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but still frustrating because that means, most of the footage was taken in the dark and you can't see it very well. So that just sucks. While you're sitting here watching me run around and while you're watching Arivec completely interrupt my building process, just want to say that if you're enjoying the video, it would mean a lot to me if you liked it and possibly subscribed. It means my hard work is appreciated. And just as a random fun fact, I built this house in like almost a whole day, which is probably the fastest I've ever built a house because I am a very slow builder. And now I will stop yakking and let you enjoy the rest of the time lapse. Hope it's not too long of one. Alright, and we are back from the very, very long time lapse. At least it felt long to me. And here is the finished result. Yeah, I know it kind of looks a little weird. I think it looks weird, but this is the end. This is how the end looks, guys. What do you think? I'll give you... Let you see the whole thing. This is the front. You can see, I think the color palette turned out really well. I do think, however, I built this section a little too big. It's a little too tall. So the windows look really weird. And it was really hard to detail, but I think it turned out okay in the end. I like this section better. And the house does look a little crooked, but if you view it like this, you can't really tell. But yeah, this is the front. This is what this side looks like. You can see I add some hanging lanterns. I've always loved those. I think they're adorable. If you're wondering where I got the mangrove wood for the trapdoors, this was from the lumberjack zombies. Sometimes they drop mangrove wood, and I just happen to have enough. This is the back side. You can see it's basically just about the same as the front, but with no front door. And then this is this side, which looks really silly, but I couldn't figure out how to make it not look really empty without a whole bunch of windows, and then detailing these windows was a whole process within itself. So it does look a little weird, but doesn't look empty. I'm proud of this, honestly. Part of me still thinks it's a little weird and I still feel like I could have done better, but it's growing on me. I think it'll grow on me, but we gotta show you guys the inside. Haven't done anything to the interior yet, figured you'd want to be around for that, but this is the ground floor. This is where, you know, the bar and all the seating will be for people to drink and have fun and socialize. And if you take this staircase up, this is where all the rooms are. There's 6 rooms on each side, and they're all about this size here with their own window, or 2 windows if you get lucky. And then there's this hallway where there's an additional 4 rooms that are a little larger, but not by much. And they all get 2 windows each. I had to lower the ceiling a little bit, so there is a loft up here. I might think about doing something with it in the future, but for now, we're just going to leave it alone. I do hear a skeleton up there. Hopefully, we don't have any trouble with mobs spawning up there, because I really don't feel like dealing with that today. This house is a lot of work, and I'm a very slow builder. But this is the finished result. Also, while I was building, we randomly got a new member of the village. It's this guy. Hayek? I think you pronounce like Hayek. This guy. He's a farmer. He just randomly started farming one day. I think he's supposed to be a vampire or have more vampirish tendencies because he's got blood around his mouth and he is more active at night. He has a lazy personality and he's bisexual. And he's already married. He married Zari. It was this girl. She was Ramon and Lyra's daughter. I have not been keeping track of Edvard or the new jobless, but last I checked they were doing well. Hopefully they're still doing well. And Arivek's just fine. She lives in this house over here. I constantly hear her snoring while I'm building. Yeah, see, she's just chilling. But now that the exterior of the house is finished, it's time to do the inside. Now, each building in the building catalog does have specific requirements, basically what kind of things it needs for it to qualify as that building. And for the inn, we need 1 smoker, 1 jukebox, and at least 4 beds for a building to qualify as an inn, which I made off camera. See, we have a smoker, a jukebox, and 10 beds because there are 10 rooms in total. You may also be wondering how I'm going to decorate the inn furniture-wise, and for that, this is what this thing's here. This is the furniture station from a mod called Fantasy's Furniture, and I think pretty much all the furniture that we're going to use to decorate the inside the inn, aside from the beds, is going to come from Fantasy's Furniture. And luckily, with this mod, it's really easy to make furniture. You just need oak logs, cobblestone, and clay. You stick them in... Oh, I'm sorry. You need planks, not logs. Anyways, you need oak planks, or any kind of planks, but we're using oak, cobblestone, and clay. And here we are. We can make literally anything from the mod. All you have to do is click on it, and then behold, we'll have it. I'm not going to remove this because we don't need bolts of cloth. Literally everything we could need for this inn, like lighting, tables, chairs, it's all here. It's all here ready for us to use. So I'm going to quickly make us some stuff. I think we're mostly going to go with this style because there's all different types of styles of furniture in Fantasy's furniture. We're going to go this Venthyr style. This more dark, almost scary looking style. And yeah, we're going to make a lot of tables and stuff from here. This who's out of supplies needs to get more. Couldn't be me. Alright, I've done making all the furniture, and I think I might have gotten a little carried away. Just a little bit. So this is all the stuff I've done, minus the beds. I think this is everything we need. There is so much furniture that, like, I could have been going all day, but I think this is everything. We got, you know, tables and chairs and some dressers and chests and stuff, and all this really cool stuff. Even some giant chandeliers, which will look really cool. These red crimson lanterns that are left over from building the house. Yes, this is what the lanterns are. They are red crimson lanterns from the additional lanterns mod. Yeah, so let's get started with the decoration. We're going to start with the bartending counter. Yeah, so we'll start with the counter, which will be in the front of the building. So right here. So I was thinking we do this, and then this is the actual counter. And we'll leave a gap right here for someone to, you know, go around and do some bartending. We wanted some shelves. We had these counters I thought would look really nice. Let's say like right here. We'll put the smoker. Barrels here and there to kind of look like barrels of alcohol or something. You know, the kind of things people are going to be drinking in this kind of place. I am not the best interior design, so don't expect something spectacular. I wanted to put the chandeliers toward the back. So we'll put one here, one here. These look really nice. Put a floor light right here. And already the place is starting to look very lit up. We had these mead bottles that we were going to put here. They were supposed to be stackable, but clearly they're not. We have these very black plates. Oh, it looks like they're stackable, so we're just going to make a stack of them. Clearly we could have gotten more, but we'll fix that later. Every bartender needs some light, so we'll put some lanterns around in this area. Yeah, I think this is a sufficient amount of light. There, so now some guy can stand here and get you your drink if you want one. Now I think we'll do the tables, and we have like these wider tables and then these smaller tables. And we have these Dunmer chairs that are different from the style of the table that they're going to go with, but I thought they looked better than these really fancy chairs. We have these banners I thought would look really cool. Then we have all kinds of food we can put on the table. We have mushroom stew bowl, beetroot stew bowl, a plate of food, another plate of food, some chalices, tankards, all kinds of stuff. We also have these spider webs that we can drape around the place, which I think would look really cool. This whole area I'm going to place down with tables and stuff. And you'll put some like smaller tables more up front. And then some chairs, wider tables here and their respective chairs. We'll do a smaller table that can somehow seat 3 people. Maybe these guys are sharing a nice feast. These guys are sharing some sweet berry wine. This guy has a bowl of soup that he's not sharing. These guys are drinking fancy tonight. These guys are having a real feast. Some spider webs here and there for a spooky touch. Very nice. We gotta hang up some banners. One right here. I like it how it's looking in here. I mean, this area kind of looks empty. Maybe you can put a painting in here. Could also put some wall lights in. Put two by the door. I kind of think, yeah, a wall light right here. Even right here. I mean, you'll have like just some going all around. Yeah, that kind of looks cool. Kind of wish we had like a deer skull or something. That looked kind of good right there. I'm loving the way this is looking. It's all nice and cozy. I really feel like we need something right here, so I'm gonna go make a painting. Yeah, it's looking really nice in here. These are kind of looking a bit plain, so like, I don't know what we could put up here to like spruce up the bartending area, but this whole area looks nice and alive. Let's see, what kind of painting? Oh my god. No, that's a bit too big. I don't even know what that is. It's the Grim Reaper. You know what? I like it. We're keeping it. Just as a reminder of our achievements. Yo, that actually gives me an idea. Hold on. Check it out. This painting depicts the Grim Reaper, Master of Death, who was slain by Cascadia for the Bloodthirsty on June 21st, 2026. I got some lore in this world here. Do you like it? Cascadia for the Bloodthirsty? Because I always need blood? Alright, well, I think this is a fine downstairs area. There's some decorations I wish we could add. Like I said, kind of like some kind of skull here. Wait, I might have a skeleton skull. Guys, even better. I have this Nightmare Stalker skull, and you can put it on the wall. So this is what we're going to do instead. Let's see how this look. Ha ha ha! Check that out. That's sick. This inn's going to become the place where I store my trophies and show off to people, isn't it? Because we got the Nightmare Stalker skull here. We got the Grim Reaper painting here. This is where I show off, apparently. All right. Well, I think this is. Finally, the downstairs of the inn is complete. Now, it's time to head upstairs and decorate the rooms in here so people have a nice place to sleep when they stay. I might get a few extra things for that. So I'll let you know when I'm ready. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make some paintings for these rooms so people would have something to look at while they're in their stuffy little bedrooms. But now I've gathered all my beds that I have in here that take up half my inventory and all the other furniture we want to use. So we're going to head up. Oh, I forgot to make doors. Hold on. Imagine privacy would kind of be a big deal even if you're in an inn. So we're going to start everything off by putting down doors. Let's start with these rooms. Alright, I think for this one we'll do a black bed, and I have these dressers, we'll do a dresser, and I brought chairs for people to sit on, so we'll do a cushion, flower pot. There wasn't enough room to bring the flowers, so we'll do that later. And we need some lights. I think a light above the door will do just fine. Okay, so that's one room. Oh, wait, the painting. We need the painting. Alright, so we don't want it to be that big of a painting. Just... let's see what we get here. Aw, that's kind of cute, but that's not what we're looking for. Oh, okay. What in heaven's name? What is that? We're keeping that because that is... wow, that is wild looking. Okay, so that's one room done. This room will have something different, and we'll put a chest in here instead. You don't get a dresser, you get a chest, but don't worry, to make up for that, I'll give you a chair. Sit in the chair and contemplate your life. Heh, I like that. I keep putting all the beds against the wall, so this one's going to be facing away from the wall, and it's going to be facing this chest instead. Is it bad taste to put the painting right up against the window? Who knows? Who cares? I certainly don't. Alright, this place desperately needs some lighting, so we're going to put some lights in here. Alright, so with this hallway and all its rooms completely furnished, we're going to do this hallway here with the slightly larger rooms. And nobody cares about that, so we're just going to go say hi to the villagers. Guys, I don't even think we're going to need the inn. We got another new villager here, and it's Annie. Another farmer who's grumpy. You're back, huh? What do you want today? Lady, what do you mean? You're back. Yeah, okay. Well, nice talking to you, but I gotta deal with this booger first. If you don't count Jobless Jr., that's 2 new people that's just miraculously appeared in this village. I'm starting to wonder why I built this inn. We should have just sat back and let Minecraft work its magic. Is this Melkon? Dude! It's another guy. Ooh, and he's flirty. Ooh, and he has the most beautiful green eyes. Oh my. Okay. Oh, burying the midnight oil, huh? I like a person who knows how to live dangerously. Okay. What do you mean by that? Who knows? Chat. Oh, my dearest dream is to build my own village, but alas, laziness has a hold on me like a lovesick spell. Ah, the flirty ones are always so much fun. I kind of like that guy. We'll see what happens to him. Hi guys, I just have to say, look at Melkin now. He has little glasses now. They look super cute. I usually don't like the way glasses look on the NCA villagers, but yeah, our friend Melkin is a librarian now, and now he has these cute little glasses. They look really funny with his vampire teeth. Alright guys, so I'm back from finishing up decorating, and I've started recording back here because I don't even think we need that in, because so many people are just appearing in the village, and so much so that some guy died, I think, and then used Jobless's old tombstone. See, some dude just died here. I didn't even see it happen. I don't even know who he is. Maybe we'll bring him back one day, but yeah, that's wild, isn't it? So we're going to fly over in bat mode because that is my favorite mode of transportation right now. It's so nice. Uh-oh. No! Someone just got killed! Oh my god. Oh my god, see? Something like that probably happened because these things are brutal. Probably why they're called brutes. Oh, we need to light up this village more. How many countless souls have died because of these stupid mobs that keep coming out of nowhere? Anyways, so we're basically done, except for putting the jukebox down. Just want to check on Melkin real quick. Kind of worried about him. See, where's Melkin? I liked Melkin. I want to make sure Melkin's okay. Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta check up on my on Melkin. Yeah, there's so many people now that Arivek became a guard. See? Okay, here's Melkin. He's fine yet. See, there's this person. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce their name. Vampire expert. This person, Nazar, another farmer. And then, yeah, he's married to Teresa, who also showed up. I had no idea where she went. Oh, she might be down here. Annie's now a vampire. She is not married to anybody yet. A lot of people are getting infected. Looks like Zarahi is going to become a vampire soon. So yeah, it's like we almost didn't need the inn because so many people are showing up. Anyways, I'm going to sleep. When you're in a vampire village, the sun doesn't hurt you, but I'm still going to sleep because I'm not used to the sun anymore. I'm going to have to trade with Melkin so he keeps his cute little outfit. Because if you trade with a villager once, I don't think they'll lose their profession. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Let me show you what I did with the interior of the inn. So I decorated the last couple bedrooms, and I decided that, you know, since they're a little bigger than these guys, I was like, you know, why not make them a little fancier? So if you are a customer at the inn and you check into one of these rooms, unlike the other rooms, you will have a bigger wardrobe, a little nightstand, a comfier chair that you can sit on, a banner, your own personal chandelier. All these rooms are like this, and I think they look really nice. So that's the slightly more expensive rooms. But now, all we have to do is set up the jukebox, and then the inn will be complete. I've had it before where like towns like just auto-register buildings. You won't even have to add them to the map. Map will just do it for you. So that's why I wanted to wait to place the jukebox down, just so it wouldn't prematurely become an inn. So I think we're gonna place it right here. We'll place down jukebox. On top of it, we're going to place this red record player from Cluttered. I just love the way these look, and they can actually play discs on them. They will actually work like a proper record player. So now the inn should be complete. Let's see. Okay, it didn't add the inn. So now it's time for the inn's grand opening. So if we want to add this to the village, we open up the blueprint and we go to Advanced, Add Building. And there we go. We have an inn. All right, guys. The Vampire Inn is now open. We just gotta wait for our first customers and see if anyone drops by. You'll know someone drops by because there'll be a pop-up on the screen saying a new adventurer has arrived at the inn or something like that. So we'll just wait around and kill off these flies and check up on the other villagers sometime later. I've waited for a while now and there's no one new showing up at the inn. However, I did read that villagers do come here when they're sad, and that is what people are doing. I mean, these guys, they are working their job. Like, this guy's a butcher. He went to the smoker and became a butcher, and his wife Zarahi is a fisherman because everyone flocked to the barrels and became fishermen. I should have thought of that, but like, oh, Arivek's gonna become a vampire. No, Arivek! I hear lots of crying, and yeah, all these sad people have just congregated to be unhappy together. It is serving its purpose, it's just not attracting new people. So for the sake of time, we're just going to call it quits for now. Maybe in the next episode someone will show up. For now, it looks like no one's going to show up in time. Oh, is that where Jobless went? How did Jobless Jr. get stuck right there? Well, guys, someone arrived at the inn. Did you see that? A notification. Someone arrived at the inn. I was about to sign off. Oh my gosh, we gotta go meet them. Where are they? Hello? I can't see because everyone's crowding around them. Hey! Hey! Eliza? Oh, not Eliza. Elsa! 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 We have an adventurer! Her name is Elsa. She's athletic. Let's talk to her. Hey, hey, nice to see your active self around here. Hey, hey to yourself, Elsa. It's good to see you. Awesome to hear, dude. Okay, so here, this adventures is slightly different than the other villagers because of these two. We can hire them or we can ask them to stay. I'm assuming hire them means they work for us, but we just want them to ask them to stay. So, and we'll ask them to stay and they can either say yes or they can say no. So we'll see what they say. I totally love to stick around, but there ain't a single bed to spare. Ah, okay. So, the village is too small. I mean, not surprised. Look at all these people here. Look at all these people here just showing up. Oh. Well, now Elsa's gonna... Oh, Elsa, I'm sorry. You're gonna become a vampire. Well, whether you like it or not, you're truly part of the village now because everyone's becoming a vampire. But yeah, unfortunately for Elsa's case, there's not enough room for her. She might not stick around. We might lose her. She might decide to stay. She just won't have a home, but... she might just despawn, but that is our first person at the inn, so the inn does actually work. It's just not as fast as I thought it was going to be. Well, that just means that we have to improve upon the village, because I've noticed some things while wandering around waiting for someone to show up. One of them being, it's too dang dark around here, and there's so many freaking monsters that are putting the new villagers in jeopardy. Like, we did lose someone coming into the village. I don't remember, I think if you guys remember that, so... that really sucks. We need to fix that. There's not enough houses, or to be more specific, beds, because just like with vanilla villagers, beds equal spawn points, and if there's not enough beds, the villagers won't stay here. So we need more houses. We need to light this place up better. We probably need more jobs. And I don't know, I just want this place to look a little more gothic, considering everyone's becoming a vampire now. So we gotta fit the aesthetic. But that is all for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this new format. This is a more building-based video. And if you did, then make sure to like, subscribe, and click on notifications. Because if you did like this, I'll make more like it. We have a village to improve on, and we still gotta build my house. So if you want to see more of that, then please stick around. With all that out of the way, I'll see you next episode. Bye!